live? All right, we are now live, and it is 7:41. I'll apologize for technical difficulties. We'll call meeting 1452 to order, and at this time I would like to welcome the online viewers. In front of you have agenda for meeting 1452. Are there any additions to the agenda?
No additions for me. It's just I got no environment news minutes for this.
Okay, noted. There will be no environment and housing report tonight. Minutes for regular meeting number 1451 from March 27th. Minutes for meeting number 1450 are presented. Are there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, can I get a mover?
Sorry, Mayor, I do have an omission there. Just my attendance there for the rec meeting was marked as absent there. I just wanted to...
Is that the meeting that's in this agenda or last agenda?
Sorry, did you say this agenda now, or?
Yeah, no, that'd be from prior.
Oh, yes, sorry, my apologies, but they're in, no, the minutes are in this agenda, this current agenda, but it's from the previous rec committee meeting, not public meeting.
Okay, no worries. Take note of that,
Yeah.
Lori.
But just, yeah, it's in the current agenda though, right? Yeah.
Yep, all good.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you. Any more errors or omissions? Hearing none, can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for a question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Before we move on, I just want to let anybody that's online know also tonight absent is Councillor Hancock. He's not feeling well. We hope he gets well, and Councillor Fitzgerald is in attendance virtually. Business arising from minutes. Is there any business arising from minutes? Hearing none, we shall move on to new business. Is there any new business to present tonight? Councillor Langdon, please.
Yes, Mayor, I just wanted to say I had the opportunity last week to stop by the search and rescue there, and they just wanted me to say in the public council meeting how much they appreciate their support from the community, and they certainly say it goes a long ways, and it's support they typically don't see across the province. So, and you know, just speaking of that myself, we're very proud to support them in what they do down there. So, and as well, I want to wish best of luck to all those participants in the participating this week in the provincial tournament, the Midget A division, which is the highest tournament in the province there. So best of luck to all of them.
Thank you. And just to duly note the importance of search and rescue and service that they give to all surrounding communities. So hats off to each member. They're there at a moment's call, so a moment's notice. So thank you for that, Councillor Langdon. Is there any other new business?
Do you want to congratulate our Deer Lake Figure Skating Club for a fantastic show just this past week?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know, rec, do you have all the other events in your rec report? No? Travel teams? No. Yeah, okay.
Deputy Mayor Young, would you like to speak to that? You brought greetings. You got to see the show.
Oh my God, they were just the sweetest. I loved it. No, they did really great. Just super proud to they've worked really hard on it over the last couple of months. So just super proud to do their show and do their thing. And there's lots of talent down there, and there's lots of cuteness down there. So it was good. It was a good night. They did well.
I just want to say thank you for bringing greetings in my absence, and from what I've heard, you're going to get a request next year and I'm out, so even better. That's the good stuff.
They even had me doing music at the end of it.
There you
I
go.
was put to good use.
You can learn the anthem too, just saying.
No.
All right, all good stuff. Moving on to correspondence. In front of you have item number 1, Department of Transportation Infrastructure project approval. For your information, for Main Dam Road upgrades. Item number 2, Pasadena Heritage invitation to their AGM. Anyone that can attend, let the clerk know, please. Item number 3, MAA training for your information. Item number 4, Seniors Advocate. What we heard, engagement with seniors, report from their office during their time in Ottawa. And item number 5, Western Health single parent session coming up. Is that something we can put out on our website or Facebook as well, please? For your information. That concludes correspondence, and we shall move on to reports. Finance, Councillor Freak, please.
On correspondence for the MAA,
Mhm.
I know that Krista currently does most of our MAA, but they're looking for feedback, want us to kind of engage a little bit on that course. So if she's not available and got to send amendments, do we have anybody else trained?
That one there is like an online training that anybody
Can do. Yeah.
And usually Krista goes in every year. I usually try to do it every second year just to
Okay.
keep up on anything that's different or whatever, so.
Yeah, that's all their new changes with their
Yeah.
program, so we should probably have a couple of people trained in that, should Krista be absent for supplementaries and things like that.
Perfect.
Because again, like I said, it's online now. Okay, so for finance. Myself, Councillor Fitzgerald, Councillor Jones, and Maxine had a virtual meeting last week on Thursday. Item number 1, Brook Construction, change order for a 15 power for overhead doors, $2,809.42, recommended approval. Item number 2, the CBCL water filter, $8,013.20, recommended approval. I make a motion to accept the finance report.
Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by
Second
Councillor
that.
Jones. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. On to accounts payable. Councillor Freak, please.
So accounts payable, items number 1 through 29, excluding number 27, in the amount of $89,219.02. I make a motion to pay the invoices.
All right, moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Jones. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you.
I'll step in.
Yep.
Item number 27 for Western Steelworks for $179.83. I make a motion to accept the invoice.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Deputy Mayor Young. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. And I guess just for clarification, when you see, for any online viewers that see someone step in at the gallery, it's due to a conflict, whether we work for an employer or whatnot that does business with the town. So just wanted to clarify that. All right, that concludes accounts payable. Economic development, Councillor Freak, please.
Economic Development met on April the 5th. Myself, Councillor Hancock, and Director of Operations and Communications, Jason Young. Item number 1, land planning. Staff have met with a developer who has requested additional information regarding municipal infrastructure upgrades for the area. Staff are compiling the request for information. Item number 2, the Dairy Group update. Project has been released from the environmental assessment as of March 31st, 2023. Provincial government has the information posted in the latest assessment bulletin. Staff have been in contact with the group to arrange a meeting to discuss our next steps. Item number 3, the airport AGM. Staff and members of council attended the airport AGM. The event was very well attended. Many stakeholders from our region were in the room with keen interest on the growth of our Deer Lake Regional Airport. Item number 4, a videographer request. So the staff is preparing the request to seek this promotional video for the town of Deer Lake. Item number 5, affordable housing. Town staff have met with groups to discuss development models that have been enacted in other Atlantic provinces to engage the construction of affordable housing in municipalities. I believe Jason spoke with someone in Nova Scotia about this, but actively looking at this, like we said, every Wednesday. Item number 6, Ukrainian Job Fair. A group of 50 Ukrainians visited Deer Lake on March the 29th. They took a tour of our recreation facility, attended the job fair at the Holiday Inn, and had approximately 12 employers from the Deer Lake area at the job fair. Very positive vibe, and concluded with lunch that was attended by members of council and staff. And I'd like to note Councillor Langdon was the tour guide on the bus. So I make a motion to accept our economic development report.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for a question.
Yeah, Mayor, I just wanted to comment as well to Amanda's on the Ukrainian job fair. It was a great response by everybody, including the employers. And I do know, speaking with several employers this week, that there was positive results out of that. I believe there was some job offers and plenty of interviews and stuff. And they were very pleased with the community. So hopefully some positive results out of that as well.
Good stuff. And I guess I just want to note, correct me if I'm wrong, but to thank the dairy group, they provided the luncheon, did they not?
They did.
That's farmers.
Yeah, I think the dairy group provided, and the Department of Immigration and Population Growth provided everything else in there. So
Condiments.
yeah, certainly thanks to both of them.
No, absolutely.
And they did do a tour of Ian Richardson's farm along with the insectarium, I believe, after we left lunch.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, we did a bus tour around Deer Lake. They were very amazed by our potholes that day too. But
They were actually, even the bus driver had made comment of things that were available in Deer Lake, you know, for him to leave the Holiday Inn and actually go through Nicholsville to kind of show that area versus just hitting the highway. So, you know, all those things are beneficial to get tour guide operators, you know, in our community and show them our town.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you live in your own community, you take for granted all the things that we've realized that are here. So
Yep.
hats off to all. All right, we have a mover, seconder. Any more questions or comments to the report? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. We're moving on to Public Works. Councillor Fitzgerald, I'm going to ask Councillor Langland because it's going to be hard to hear you.
yeah, I think yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, so the Department of Public Works met on April 5th, 2023 at 4:30 p.m. In attendance was Councillor Darren Fitzgerald, Councillor Gordon Hancock, Town Manager Maxine Hayden, and Public Works Superintendent David Thomas, as well as the Director of Operations Jason Young. Councillor Hancock did remove himself from the committee meeting for conflict for items number 2 and 3. Item number 1, 35C Garden Road. Public Works staff have conducted work in the area to alleviate the standing water issue that was presented to the resident. Item number 2, water line issue on Nicholsville Road. Public Works staff supplied a temporary service line to the property when advised of the frozen line and followed proper protocol of troubleshooting the issue. Property owner sought to a private contractor for additional work to be completed. Committee recommends property owner accept responsibility for the work to be completed. And just, back to item number 1 as well. There's going to be further infrastructure reviewed there when the snow goes as well, for potential other solutions to that. So item number 3, Xavier Earth Day, is on April 24th, 2023. Xavier Junior High is participating in the Earth Day activities on April 24th and are requesting assistance for the removal of garbage collection during the day. Committee recommends contacting the local waste collector contract who has assisted with these projects in the past. A follow-up will be conducted when the school to advise of the plan. Item number 4, Veterans Memorial Industrial Park, Trans-Canada Highway Access Road. Staff have met with the property owner of the industrial area regarding this access road. Staff has advised that realignment of the road will be included in the scope of work for the infrastructure project planned for the area during the 2023 season. Staff advised they would like to conduct a follow-up meeting with a more accurate date for this project once it is known. Item number 5, the Canada Community Building Fund, CCBF, formerly known as the gas tax. The committee recommends the following projects for 2023. Ball Humberview Area Storm Sewer Engineering Study, which was previously approved, and Chapel Hill Paving. That concludes this committee meeting, and I make a motion to accept these minutes.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Langdon, or seconded by Deputy Mayor Young. Call for a question.
The one in the gas tax, that's a recommendation for this year? Like, I know we started last year, but the price of paving, I guess went high numbers, so if that can be, it's the same list from last year and this is add on to it, or? I just wonder.
What happened here, Councillor Jones, is that we passed the storm sewer for Humberview last fall, so we're gonna move with the engineering for that part for the storm sewer and sidewalk update. Chapel Hill is being recommended from our public works group, our superintendent Dave there. As you can see by the amount of asphalt damage that we're seeing, it's just going to increase in its deterioration, so that is the recommendation to
No, I was just wondering, I said, we never used it last year, so I just wanna
That's right.
step in knowledge either one job that we committed to last year, right? Part half the year was our priority, if something's worse than that, we'll change it around. So it'd be nice to get an updated list, I guess, for the full 2 years, if we could get it from anybody else, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can speak to that too. I spoke to Council Fitzgerald about doing pavement condition indexing for the rest of this term, and once this new structure comes in and the superintendent can be alleviated from certain priorities, we can look at that going further, because obviously there's just not enough money in any budget to repair every road to how we all agree to like to have it. But there are some other avenues. I know prior there's been different ways of, moving funding to whichever to address a lot of the problems, and I can say this by fact, this year and 2 years and 5 years prior to that have been historic amounts of precipitation, frost and freeze, temperature changes, increases, decreases within time slots that are going to create pavement wear and tear. And just be patient with the Public Works in the town, and we've identified many places, and we are going to do our best to have roads that we can brag about. And I've been around the province, and when I get a little bit eerie on our roads, I can compare us. We're pretty good ranked, but we'll never be perfect, but we're working towards it. So is there any more questions or comments to the?
Do we have a, item number 2, do we have like a report that we would have followed through our correspondence on this, that it would have been acknowledged that this is not, like, is there a paper trail of this? Like how we would have decided that? Like if they.
In what context, man, Councilor Freak?
Yeah,
What happened here is there was a frozen water main, water line, our public works crew went to address it and did up the hose, hooking up the hose, but the homeowner decided to have extra activity and trace this, to dig up the actual line, on their own, will, and, at the end of the day, they wished for us to pay for this work that was done to trace the line back to the solid frozen water line. I don't believe this was ever corrected by the actual work that was done by the contractor. This was over and above what we usually do as per our protocol for frozen water lines.
okay.
So that's the reason why the committee believes this should be the expense of the homeowner, not the town.
Okay.
All right. Just one quick question. I guess, Dave, you could answer this. For Chapel Hill paving, is that like from Upper Nicholasville up to, or I'm just curious.
Well, originally what we had discussed is depending on the pricing of asphalt this year, we look at doing, say, from Upper Nicholasville Road to the top of Chapel Hill. Pricing will be fine,
Yeah.
lower, probably go right to the Warren Farm Road as well.
Okay.
Those two roads are very linked to what's passed by here.
Yeah.
Even your swings on Chapel Hill, like it would
Yes.
pass like AJ's, like that pavement on
That
that
would
side.
include all that, depending on the price of asphalt.
Yeah, okay.
Because if it stays up high, we may only get Chapel Hill done this year.
Any pricing out yet, Darren?
Price of liquid came in this week. It's quite high, and that's just based on the index. We haven't really seen pricing for the liquid from the new land index as such at this moment. But as of right now, I think the liquid's at $9.40 a ton.
Okay.
So it's up there. And with the infrastructure announcement from the province, I would assume that we're gonna be fighting for asphalt if they move with contracts as quickly as they're planning.
Okay.
All right. All good discussion. Extremely important. Is there any more questions or comments for Public Works report? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to Health and Wellness. Deputy Mayor Young, please.
Health and Wellness met March 28th at 7 p.m. In attendance, Councillor Hancock, myself, Mayor Guzny, Town Clerk Lori Humphrey, and our community volunteers, Shelley Wells, Jillian Cross, Tina Oak, Carmelita Morgan, and Karen Brown. 6 items here, FYIs. Number 1, our traditional skills workshop. We did have one successful applicant, and we should begin starting this past week, April 3rd. FYI. Number 2, our newcomer initiative. Again, that's ongoing. The letters are still being distributed. We did have wonderful response so far from the community, so we're quite optimistic about the success of this initiative. FYI. Number 3, move more, stress less. We initially had a walk established for April 7th. Unfortunately, we had to move that one, and I think that's this coming Tuesday. Kind of a more family-based event. I think the Easter Bunny may still be around somewhere, so I think you might show up for that one. So more of a family-based move more, stress less. Number 4, the wellness fair at Xavier. So Jennifer Walsh, who I believe is the vice principal at Xavier, she came to our meeting and discussed kind of what she was hoping to achieve for the wellness day that she has planned through Xavier. She's asked that, we support her in any way that we can, and we've certainly tried to help connect her to different health and wellness providers and groups in the community, and we'll be there in attendance as well. We've established kind of a healthy eating smoothie kind of table, so we'll be there for that. Number 5, skating and skates for youth and newcomers. So we did apply for a participation grant. We did receive that. It was a grant of $5,000 with help from minor hockey. So we are in the process now of kind of establishing a list, kind of thinking, I guess, through how we're going to get the skates to the people who need them. So going through the students and trying to connect the skates to those kids. We are also planning to have basically a skate library that will be held at the stadium, where kind of like the sled library, it'll be available for anyone to kind of come and use and put forth. So. Yeah, FYI. And number 6, our biking challenge, we continue to work on that. I think we've kind of established a destination. Perhaps we're thinking maybe in Goose Arms, Snug Harbor, somewhere kind of different off-road. Again, hoping to combine it with some fundraising. We're going to pick some community event and group, and hopefully participate and provide them some supports in fundraising. FYI. So I make a motion that we accept the minutes of Health and Wellness, March 28th.
All right, thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Young, seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for a question. Hearing none, I'm just going to speak to tomorrow night. I just wanted to get the message, and I guess council can share it, and it'd be nice to see. This is going to be a shorter walk. I went to the one myself and Lori and Gordon and the deputy, and there were some residents in the last one, and I really didn't want to go. I did not want to go. I was cold out. But once I did it, I was like, phew, I felt so much better. My mind was clear. But tomorrow night, there's going to be a special guest, the Easter Bunny. Obviously, it's going to bring some chocolate. I mean, you can't have the Easter Bunny, but the Tooth Fairy is also going to be there with some dental hygiene practice and some fun stuff for kids and the importance of it, seeing how it's the end of dental hygiene or wellness, I guess, week. So encourage everybody to come out. It starts at 7, correct? Mm-hmm. And yeah, who don't get excited for chocolate and the Easter Bunny? So
Yeah. I'd just like to add one more thing too. It didn't make it to the agenda here, but a big thank you to the Deer Lake Red Wings. We had created an initiative for Green Shirt Day, which is a recognition of the Logan Boulet effect, to encourage organ donation awareness. And the team wore Green Shirt Day stickers on their helmets during their final game. So just a big thanks for them in helping to kind of spread the word on that.
definitely, it was very classy of the organization to do that. So thank you to them as well. Any more conversation, questions, discussion for Health and Wellness Committee? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right. And last but not least, saving the best for last, Councillor Langdon, we'll go with the rec. We now, Department of Arts, Recreation, and Culture.
Thank you, Mayor. The Department of Arts, Recreation, and Culture met on March 30th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m., an early one. I think I was late. In attendance was myself, Councillor Hancock, Deputy Mayor Melanie Young, Director of Recreation and Community Services Glenn Wiseman, and Director of Operations and Communications Jason Young. The meeting started at 8:30 a.m. Item number 1. All the items today are for council information. Item number 1 is the outdoor theatre. The local contractor has been advised of the reconstruction of the outdoor theatre on the Powerhouse Field can begin ASAP in hopes that there will be theatre completed by the end of May. That's the outdoor stage, bandstand. There's a couple of different names on it. Item number 2 is the arena rubber flooring. Recreation has reached out to the flooring company that is installing the flooring in our new annex next door. They're going to provide us with a quote to install the rubber flooring in the arena as well as a appropriate timeline. Item number 3 is the accessibility study. Rob mentioned him will provide a quote that will include line item recommendations or description for the deficiencies for the town to use in future to make town facilities more accessible for everyone. Item number 4, security at senior games. Recreation decided to keep senior hockey games enjoyable and safe for fans, players, staff, and anybody else. To hire security to man the player tunnels during the remaining senior games. This will not impact the hours already scheduled for town employees. Item number 5, complimentary passes. The Recreation Department, in conjunction with the Health and Wellness Committee, has decided to include some recreation facility passes for new residents to the community in our welcome package. And as well, not on the agenda tonight, but last week the Red Wings won the West Coast Senior Hockey League in a 4-game sweep of the Royals, and they will be playing for the Hurler this Friday, starting in Deer Lake at 7:30. So go Red Wings, and we hope to see you all out there. And the meeting adjourned at 9:30 a.m. I make a motion to accept these minutes.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Langland, seconded by Deputy Mayor Young. Call for a question. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Excuse me, Mayor.
Go ahead.
I do have a question. Item number 1, guys, just curious, is this through insurance or is there a contract actually let for this work to begin?
Sorry, ask that again?
Question number 1, the outdoor theater, I suppose this is the bandstand is what we're talking about here?
Yes.
Was there a contract developed or is this through the insurance? I'm just curious how it was passed over to the contractor or away.
Did you want to speak to it, Brett?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Mayor.
To my recollection, Councillor Fitzgerald, it went out through the RFP process, which you'd be aware of. They had 2-3 bidders. They went.
Was there I guess my biggest question there is, was there a contract prepared? I just didn't see that, that's all. I was just curious.
Yeah, I couldn't speak to that. Jason, when he returns, or Glenn, I can get that clarification for you, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But it's been in.
I'm not sure. We could certainly contact them, I guess, Maxine, first thing in the morning to get the clarification as well. Right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any more questions or comments?
The rubber flooring, did that come from, the supplier who wanted to test a flooring here? Like, is that, or is it our supplier, like the one within that annex,
For the arena.
The annex floor? Or, sorry, yeah, so that came from the one who's currently providing the rubber flooring in the portion of the annex.
oh, for inside the arena piece?
Yeah. So they will, so when they're here installing the flooring in the annex, they'll do the same, potentially, depending on the quotes, obviously.
Yeah, Glenn went out for other quotes.
But I think it's much cheaper to buy it in bulk as well from the one provider, so we're hoping, timeline hopefully works out on that.
And now we're just on comments, questions, and discussion. Councillor Lang, I just want to say thanks to the public or recreation staff and yourself and all those included in that modification at the penalty box area. That it's been received really well. We spoke about it tonight, but it's so much better now that you don't have to have people jumping over benches and to get to the visitors bench, and it's a lot safer. So thanks to everyone involved for that.
Yeah, no, I think there's still a little bit of work to do there, Mayor. It's not complete yet, but I think there is some ergonomical dysfunctions in the arena that we're trying to address. And not just the arena, obviously with the playgrounds and stuff, with new studies to, trying to make everything as accessible and ergonomically friendly as we can.
Definitely, good work. All right, any more questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Perfect. We're going to move on to the mayor's report. It's very brief. I attended the AGM, municipalities meeting in St. John's last weekend, and there were some really great topics. One of the main ones were recruitment, retention, and medical services. It's fair to say everyone's in the same pool, but Deer Lake was highlighted with the new medical facility. They were looking at what things are happening in Western as compared to other parts of the province, and you know, it comes from partnerships in all levels of government, but with having a strong team as a council that advocates, which is our job. So hats off to everyone. The other things, they had the newcomer package, and it was nice to be able to tell them that this council is already working on things like that, and just like the Ukrainian tour, welcoming is a part that a lot of times we forget when people come to a community. You just walk in, but when you walk in with open arms, and as Councillor Hancock would say, I'd like to see a community where everyone feels welcomed and no one feels like a stranger. So I think we're doing well with that. What else do we have here? Spoke about the move more stress less tomorrow night, and I get really excited about chocolate. Sorry, folks, but the Councillor Langdon's point, there's something to celebrate in this community, and the Red Wings, you know, to win the West Coast Senior Hockey League. I had spoken previously with the mayor from Corner Brook about possibly wearing the jersey in their council meeting. I haven't got confirmation back, and I'm a little reluctant after a 4-game sweep to really want to mush it in there, so I might just let that one ride. But I'd be more than entertaining to hope that someone from Mobile or Southern Shore would like to take on that challenge on games, so we'll get that communication out. And again, they will be playing this Friday, and I would anticipate a very packed arena, so watch for details on the Red Wings site for their tickets to come available. I think they're going to go really soon, so that's all good stuff. Entertainment for our community. And last but not least, Maxine, I'd like to thank you and Newfoundland Light and Power for getting that light installed in a very speedy fashion down by Kentucky. It's been a dark spot for decades, and sometimes it comes a near miss to get things done, and that's done as well. So thank you for that. That concludes my report. To be brief, is there anybody else, staff, management, council, that like anything to add tonight?
Just add, I think that if with the new clinic, we talked about the other issue with getting medical folks here, locums, people from away. Housing is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if people have homes available or rentals available, maybe if we can get the list started here again. I know at one point in time, our administrative staff had like a list of homes or rentals available.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that we kind of need to get on
That's-
a little bit of that.
That's a great point. That was brought up at UMC of having a portal, because everyone goes to Facebook, but if the town itself had a portal for everyone to put in your property, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
through any agency, which any of the, I guess the realtors can help in that, or anybody in the town that has property rentals,
Yeah.
we can develop a portal.
Well, and I know, speaking to one of the folks with Western Health, like Lori's been a great contact for them. So maybe if there's a home for a doctor to live in, they can contact Lori at the town to let them know if there's something available.
And we are, fingers crossed, going to get our website updated and a little more modernized, so
Hopefully.
those things will be a lot more accessible to people.
On the recruitment and retention piece, I just wanted to mention that we do have a learner at the clinic right now, the lovely Becky Maher. I just wanted to thank everybody. Everybody's been so kind to her and so welcoming, and you know, allowing her to come in and participate in their visits and things. And it's key, grassroots recruitment. When we get learners here, you know, these experiences are really important in getting them to come back. So just hats off to everybody who's been so kind. Thank you.
Absolutely. And that all, you know, back to the meeting, Councillor Lang and Councillor Freak, you were there when we attended it with, you know, Governor Foote, and, you know, a lot of times you talk about all the big retention and all the things, and It's the beauty, the scenery, all the work that the council puts in, and yes, that even includes good roads and asphalt, which not, but all the beautiful scenery and the community events and the warm welcome that get people to want to be part of your community. So I think we're well established, and I'm looking forward to where we're going to go yet. Any more comments or questions? We don't need a mover. Oh, that's cool. All right. With that, we'll call for an adjournment. Moved by Councillor Freak. It is now 8:16, and hearing no other business, we'll call this meeting adjourned.